Oh, the stats. Okay, so the Fraser Valley real estate stats. So this came out April 4th. So that was the day it came out. And the headline is continued growth in new listings, a hopeful sign for home buyers in the Fraser Valley. And further, for the third consecutive month, new listings in the Fraser Valley continue to climb in March, giving buyers more to choose from, helping to increase overall activity and inventory to levels not seen since last July. Property sales remain robust as benchmark prices, the price of a typical home, continue to increase month over month. And that is for the typical home. So in March, the Fraser Valley Real Estate Board processed 2,580 residential and commercial sales on the MLS. That's a decrease of 22.5% compared to March of last year and a 41.4% more than we were processed there in February. So it shows that the activity was up from February. Now, Sandra Benz is our new president of the Fraser Valley Real Estate Board. I know Sandra years and years and years back. I've been doing this for 19 years locally, and I was volunteered for many years at the Government Relations Committee on in the Fraser Valley Real Estate Board. And actually, I believe I met her the first year I was on that committee. So she's volunteered many days and time for property rights. And so she's our new president of the Real Estate Board. And so you'll hear me quote her once a month moving forward for this year. So she says that sales were strong again in March as more new listings continued to come on stream. We're hopeful this will contribute to a slowing in price growth, which is good news for the home buying public. Other encouraging signs, such as less open houses traffic and fewer multiple offers, may help us get to a more balanced market. However, until the fundamental issue of lack of supply is addressed, we won't see that happen anytime soon. The board received 4,580 new listings in March. That's a decrease of 10% compared to March of last year and 22.4% more than were processed in February. That total active inventory for March was at 4,699, and that's a decrease of 6.2% compared to last year's 5,012 active listings. However, 24% higher than last month. So across the Fraser Valley in March, the average number of days to sell a single-family detached home was only 12 days, and a townhome was 14 days, and apartments took, on average, 11 days to sell. Relatively quick. That's pretty swift. And the benchmark prices overall in the Fraser Valley for single-family detached homes are at $1,726,900, and that's an increase of 3.4% compared to February and an increase of 39.5% compared to last year in March. Townhouses overall at $886,400, and that benchmark price is an increase of 5.4% compared to February and an increase of 41.9% compared to last year's March. And apartments at $643,000, that benchmark price is an increase of 4.6% compared to February and an increase of 38.2% compared to March of last year. And then going into the municipality by municipality, starting with Abbotsford, benchmark prices are at, for detached homes, $1,522,500. That's an increase of 42.5% from last year and an increase of 1.3% from the month before. However, if you look at the median price of Abbotsford detached, it's actually gone down slightly month over month, 0.8%. Townhouses in Abbotsford are at $732,100, and that's an increase of 42.2% from last year and an increase of 7% from the month before. Apartments in Abbotsford are $523,400, an increase of 47.5% from last year and an increase of 5.8% from the month before. However, the median price for apartments in Abbotsford went down month over month, just 0.8%. In Mission, detached benchmark prices for detached homes is $1,285,200. That's an increase of 44.8% from last year and an increase of 2.5% from the month before. However, the average price of detached homes went down month over month 7.9%, and the median price went down 9%. Townhouses in Mission are at $692,400, and that's an increase of 37.6% from last year and an increase of 5.7% from the month before. However, the median price of townhouses went down 29.3% from last month, and that's due to just less being sold, and the ones that were sold for a lot less. And the average price for townhouses month over month went down 10.4%. In Mission, apartments are at $501,600. That's an increase of 28.7% from last year and an increase of 4% from the month before. And then White Rock, so detached prices are at $2,117,100, an increase of 30.3% from last year and an increase of 3.8% from the month before. However, in White Rock, median and average prices went down a little bit month over month, average about 8%. Townhouses in White Rock are at $1,061,300, an increase of 42.6% from last year and an increase of 1.7% from the month before. And then apartments are at $703,000, an increase of 32.3% from last year and an increase of 5.6% from the month before. In Langley, benchmark detached are at $1,768,000, an increase of 38.2% from last year and an increase of 2.5, from last month. However, the median and average prices did go down in Langley as well, month over month, 6.3% for medium and 11.3% for average. Townhouses in Langley, $877,600, an increase of 38.1% still from last year, and an increase of 5.6% from the month before. But again, the average and the median prices went down about 3% month over month. Apartments at $599,800, an increase still of 38.2% from last year and an increase of 3.3% from the month before. But that average price point again went down month over month, February to March, 1.3%. Detached in Delta are at $1,586,000, an increase of 39.9% from last year and an increase of 3.2% from the month before. The median and average prices month over month went down on average about 4.5%. Townhouses are at $901,800, still an increase of 46.9% from last year and an increase of 4.6% from the month before. Those are benchmark prices, but again, median and average prices went down almost 20% for townhouses in Delta. Apartments are at $536,900, and that's an increase of 33.9% from last year and an increase of 5.7% from the month before. And then last municipality, City of Surrey, benchmark prices for detached are at $1,851,600, an increase of 38.5% from last year and an increase of 4.4% from the month before. However, average prices went down almost 5% month over month. Townhouses are at $935,200, an increase of 43.4% from last year and an increase of 5.1% from the month before. But the average prices had gone down month over month, 1.4%. Apartments are at $580,200, an increase of last year of 36.1%, and an increase month over month of 4.4%. And that is your Fraser Valley real estate statistics for March 2022.
And I would imagine if people, for example, wanted to get their hands on these stats, there's probably a place they can go.
MicheleCummins.ca.
We're going to take a quick break. We're back with more right after this.